Okay, so this is my video contribution for the Young Turks documentary. So, I guess the first relevant piece of information that I will say is that I first discovered the Young Turks through the guy I was dating at the time about 2 years ago. And I just got really turned on to the videos. And I first became the most engaged with TYT University, and I contributed a lot of videos there. And I also watched the Young Turks, but I was actually turned off to it for a while because at one point in my life, I had some views that were in controversy with what was being told on the YouTube show. And I didn't appreciate that. And for a while, I boycotted my subscription because I felt like a lot of the stuff that Jank had to say was not in concurrence with me, and a lot of it wasn't completely factual. Some of it, the things that Jink has said on the show, seems to be more fueled by passion than the facts sometimes. And, so I used to be heavily Zionist, the whole Israel Palestine conflict. Definitely, college has opened my eyes more to the conflict, and I have a better understanding of it because I've taken some courses and I've actually learned a lot being in college. And watching the Young Turks while going to UC Berkeley and studying political science, it has been helpful to me because a lot of what people on the show talk about is relevant to what I study. And it's definitely an aid for facilitating good learning to me. But in retrospect, I feel as if, although my ideas at the time were in controversy with the host Jink's ideas, I still feel as if that he could have done more to be more sensitive to alternative views, especially regarding Palestinian-Israeli conflicts, because that's a very sensitive subject, and he's said insensitive things on the show. For example, I recall him saying that he thought, in the context of talking about Jews and Palestinians fighting over the West Bank and Gaza and East Jerusalem, he said something to the effect, or he said exactly this. He said that he thinks that we should blow up Israel, put it on the moon, and let Newt Gingrich colonize it. I mean, it's kind of funny, especially like if you're political science major, you can get it, understand it in that context. But if you're watching the show as perhaps maybe a religious Jew or even a Jew who favors like two-state solution, for example, like that could still be very offensive because it's not only homeland to Jews, but it's also homeland to Palestinians. And for somebody like Jank, who is supposed to be, a fair host on the show, to say that, it was very insensitive of him to say that. It was out of line. Like, what if somebody said that about Turkey? Like, let's blow it up. And then Turkish people have to go immigrate where the fuck ever because there's no more Turkey to, go live in. Like, I'm sure that he would have been profusely offended by that. I mean, I kind of know Jank from what I've seen him, so he'll probably put up a front like, it's your opinion and it doesn't affect me at all. But maybe if it wasn't Jank, if it was somebody else, maybe another viewer, and you said that about their country, like, they wouldn't appreciate it either. And I'm agnostic or an atheist now, but I mean, it's still, I realize how offensive some of the things that Jenk says on the show are. But, you know, I've made some YouTube comments in the past, like saying also very hurtful things to Jenk. I have since backpedaled because I no longer feel that way. And in fact, I'm actually trying to get a job in audio engineering or hosting on the show because I'm very passionate about progressive values. And I'd love to join the team. And they're pretty inspirational. I mean, if you look at team members on the Young Turks, they are people who, aren't very bougie. Like, they are real people who you can interact with and, like, who have had dreams that are similar to mine. I want to do broadcast journalism after graduating and eventually go to law school. And I feel especially connected because I guess my father, before he became an attorney, he was actually a DJ. And I grew up learning how to use that equipment. And that's another thing that always fascinated me about the Young Turks is that you get to see what's going on behind the scenes. And everybody on the set is uniquely involved inside of the show. And just very, very interesting. And I really like the Young Turks. All right. So that is my contribution for the Young Turks documentary, and I hope that you guys use it because I put a lot of thought into it. All right. Peace out. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah, right. All right. Bye-bye.